Welcome to your favorite Tennessee Titans podcast, Tennessee Titans Weekly. Jacques,
Oh,
BretMavv.
Oh,
What's up, folks? What is going on? What is happening? What is good? We hope your day is going well. We got BretMavv back, man, on the second show here, man. Hey, we wanted to, give him a shout out, Brett, man. Hey, what's up with you, bro?
guess who's Bizak?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, if y'all want to check them out, man, you can check them out on Watch Dad, Brett. If you any information you want to say out there, man, for where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, and on Twitter, hit me up on BretMavv on Twitter too. That's all Titans talk. So the other stuff is parent stuff. Watch Dad. You wanna learn how to be a proper papa, then you can hit me up on the Watch Dad. But for the Titans talk, just hit me up at BretMavv.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All
Yes,
right,
sir.
cool, man. All right. Well, we want to say what's up, y'all. We want to definitely sort of talk about something that you all might have been thinking about as far as AJ Brown and Kevin Byard. As you all know, they're with the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles season just ended as well. And, the way AJ Brown talked once, Kevin Byard, got signed, this is exactly what he said. Oh, you're a winner now, bro. Things are done different here. Welcome, right? That's what he said, right? And right after that, AJ Brown put this out there as well that we really just got the mayor of Murfreesboro in Philadelphia. So, hey, just great times. Everybody just, sipping bubbly, just smoking cigars, just having a ball. Then they start losing, right? Then all of a sudden, they're bums, they're trash, and all those things, man. And so we know in life, sometimes you might think the grass is greener on the other side, right? A lot of people had to realize this, right? That's cool. Go ahead and, though you don't need to water the grass that's over here. Go on over there with that artificial grass, do your thing, right? And to your point that we've talked about, when you start losing, then reality starts to hit in. And if you don't water that grass, this is what happens, right? Right? Two sides of the dirt. You might have more wins, but man, y'all got to deal with a lot of stuff, man, for real. So I'm gonna open up this question about the grass being greener. So, Brett, I'm gonna ask you first, bro. So looking at Kevin Byard and AJ Brown, in the long run here, starting from this year on, was Philadelphia a better trade for them than, say, being here with the Tennessee Titans? Is the grass actually greener in Philly, even though that's their colors, than the Titans?
I'm gonna say it's complicated. I think in the long term, it'll be best for AJ Brown to be in Philly. For Kevin Byard, I don't think it's the case. The reason why is I think AJ Brown's talents are maximized in that offense. Kevin Byard, on the other hand, he's getting demolished on Twitter and in the media. I mean, AJ Brown is too, but when you're getting paid 20 something $million a year, it's much easier to take that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think he's probably set himself up, even if it's not in Philly, he's set himself up as a top 7-ish wide receiver in the NFL just simply by going to Philly. But man, so in Nashville, when we want to roast you, we're joking. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. People laugh when they are just mean, bro. Like in Philly, they are mean. I bet they are. I bet they're probably thinking about some of the media members here in Nashville that they thought were jerks, and they probably like, man, I would give anything to have a couple of them back in the media room in Philly. But I think, like I said, I think it's complicated. I think AJ Brown probably set himself up better for the future, but Kevin, man, bro, this ain't Murfreesboro, man.
No, it's not, bro. It's not. And we know it's not their fault that they got traded there, but the way that they try to celebrate and act as if it was different there, hey, we'll see. So, Jacques, what about you, bro? Do you think the grass is actually greener for AJ Brown and Kevin Byard there in Philadelphia?
Oh, from a market standpoint, I mean, you're in a bigger market, but you got a bigger target on your back when things are not going the Phillies fans way. Shout out to my boy Gio. Brett knows Gio. He knows he's a super Phillies fans, right? Knows that. So I already know how they get down, man. They got a small margin of error when it comes to you messing up. And with AJ was the prodigal son there until his antics, until he start acting out a little bit. Now Philly fans are like, okay, what's going on with AJ? They can excuse it because he's put up numbers, right? They can excuse the stats because like AJ got us here, right? He got us to the playoffs. He's got us this far. He helped us get us to the Super Bowl last year. Byard, you just came in, bro. We're riding the coattail of you being this all-pro safety from like 2 years ago, and we're thinking you're going to come in our system and save it, and it's not true, right? So from a perspective of, do I think no, the grass is always not green on the other side. They say it is, right? But like you said, like y'all said, when you start losing, you start seeing people's true color. You can tell a person's character when adversity is put in front of them, right? When we sliding down, if we're gonna get back up or this thing gonna keep sliding down. And you're starting to hear the locker room talk, man. Matter of fact, somebody threw Byard under the bus in the locker room. He didn't have to deal with that in Tennessee. What stayed in the locker room stayed in the locker room, right? So now he's probably thinking like, damn, okay, yeah, I did this for antics. I did this for show, but I'm a diehard. I went to MTSU grad. I went to MTSU. I'm the mayor of Murfreesboro. I'm a Southern boy, and I got to come up here in this hostile environment and put up with these hostile people. Man, what's going on, right? And so to see that, it's like, man, and then people don't realize, man, it takes a minute for you to get in there in jail and learn the playbook and understand everything fully. Do I even fit this system, right? When I see that. So is the grass always green on the other side? No, it's not. Not for a long shot. For both of them, it'd be nice if they can come back home. But I understand, like you said, it's unseen circumstances. They didn't have no choice. That's where the ball fell. It was like, okay, we're in Philly. Thing is, AJ went in the right time. Byard went in the wrong time. They traded him in the wrong time. Like it was the wrong time because he's up here and all of a sudden I see the tweet. He's bringing a loser attitude. I'm like, oh, okay. That's not Byard. That's Bradbury. That's everybody else not contributing as a team. So no, the grass is always not green on the side. What about you, Hawk?
Y'all speaking some facts, man. I don't know what I can say besides that, man. Those are all facts. I would say this, man. Not that I did some scientific study, but I don't know if you ever heard of Southern turf. Okay, what is Southern turf, right? So you got Scott's and different grass companies, right? Mm-hmm. You plant your seeds. Southern turf is fake artificial grass. Okay, you don't need no season. You just staple it down into your ground, right? Okay. That's how I look at it with AJ Brown last year. Okay, he was playing on Southern, he was dancing, went to the Super Bowl and all that, right? But as soon as the sun started come up, every year after year, and it started peeling, right? And underneath the dirt, a number rock, then that's when he started complaining, right? Like, man, I don't know about this. Like, no, AJ, stay calm, stay cool. You said, hey, you're a winner. Now things are different here, right? Stay on that grass. Stay on that fake artificial grass there in Philadelphia, right? So I think it was a lesson for AJ Brown more than Kevin Byard as far as a lesson learned to say, listen, we're going to have ups and downs, but I got to understand Philadelphia's culture and media. If I'm his agent, I'd be like, listen, man, you're not in Nashville, bro. You're not in Mississippi either. You got to understand anything you say, you already had a test in Nashville, multiply that by 10. You can't say nothing. You literally just have to just say, hey, it is what it is. We lost. Hey, we got to play better next week. Anytime AJ Brown, even when the Eagles was winning, if AJ Brown had one catch, he was saying something, right? Mm-hmm. If anybody on Twitter said anything that sort of rubbed him the wrong way, he was saying something. So I think early, yes, he was on that artificial grass. It looked good. We went to the Super Bowl. I played for the Eagles. We're playing the Cowboys, the Giants, all these teams. It looks great. But for the long run, no, I do not think the grass is greener for AJ Brown. They played one more game than we did, and A.J. Brown didn't even play in that game. Now, he made money, yes. They made the playoffs. I get that. But we knew the Eagles weren't going to win the Super Bowl this year. They looked worse. They had the worst rated defense over the last 3 weeks in the entire league, okay? They were doing worse than us. So I bet A.J. Brown, if he thought about it, not to say, I should have just stayed in Tennessee, but like, maybe I should have went somewhere else where the grass is actually green, right? Mm-hmm. Maybe not so much Philadelphia. He couldn't have went to a worse city and franchise based on his personality. That's like dating somebody and you are a hyper individual and somebody just don't say anything. They're just antisocial. Yes, opposites attracts, but at some point you got to have some similarities. And there isn't in Philadelphia with A.J. Brown and the Eagles. I think A.J. thought he was in Philadelphia, Mississippi. I'm telling you, this is Pennsylvania. It's different. But Kevin Byard was the grass green on the other side. Let me tell you this. I think it actually could have been greener for Kevin Byard. I say this because of this. No one outside of Tennessee knew how great Kevin Byard was as a safety. Not really, right? Now, did he do a good job with the Eagles? No, he played terrible actually over the last 3 games. And all 3 of us said he's slipping. He's not playing as good as he used to. He's getting older. He's losing a little bit. He had an opportunity where he could have balled out this year and could have went somewhere else as a prime safety. So he hurt himself. So I felt he was on good green grass, but he took his cleats and started digging into it and screwed himself up. You know what I'm saying? So he had an opportunity to do something and he blew it. But you know who? You know who else? You know who saw that though, y'all? That boy Rand caught. That boy Rand. Cook ran. He's like, Byard, we appreciate everything you do. You've been great here, but I'm gonna take you somewhere else, man. Hey, we got to get some picks because we only had, I think, 4 picks before this trade. Now we have 6, so that helped us a little bit. But I think Byard blew his opportunity. I think AJ Brown had the opportunity. Now he's blown it. So those are my thoughts on that.
Facts, no paper. Facts, no paper. So speaking of Rand, gentlemen, with the trade that he transpired and he did early in the season, do you feel like this was a good move from a Rand's perspective? Do you feel like he cooked? Was this one of his first cooking in the kitchen? Brett, I'm gonna start with you.
You know what? Cook ran. I actually think it was a great move on his part. They always say the mark of a good GM. I've heard reporters and stuff that say the mark of a good GM is you get rid of people it's better to get rid of somebody too early than too late. You know what I'm saying? And so at the time, I went to MTSU. He's the mayor of Murfreesboro. It hurts, you know what I'm saying? It hurts to see his banner up across downtown and on the light poles and stuff, and now he's gone. That part hurts. But when you take the emotion out of it, man, Rand doesn't have that kind of attachment to Kevin Byard. So he's like, look, I feel like on name recognition alone, we might be able to get something. And this might be a little bit of a little bit of smoke too, like y'all say. I think Howie Roseman is overrated, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he goes after names. You know what I'm saying? We all play fantasy football, and you know that one owner in your fantasy football league that you can trade him. You might be able to trade him Roddy White now, like today, this season, because he's just going off of name recognition. And Howie was putting together this roster. He's pulling all of these people, all of these stars from other teams, and he's hit on most of them. But now you're starting to see folks like Zach Cunningham. He couldn't tackle nobody. Kevin Byard. Now you got AJ Brown that's starting to kick up drama. So I think sometimes that kind of thing can backfire on you when you're just going out trying to get names that other teams. There's a reason why some of these other teams are trading these dudes. They're not trading them just because they want to. We didn't trade AJ Brown just because he was the model citizen. You know what I'm saying? And he was putting up 1,500 yards here. We traded him because we felt like we could get something better, cheaper, and probably somebody who was a little bit more even keeled. But I don't know, man. Like I feel like it was a good trade for Rand. I think he gets dogged in the media. You know what I'm saying? Everybody always brings up Dillard, but they don't bring up Levis, D Hop. You know what I'm saying? The Byard trade. They don't bring up all the things that he did right. So I don't know. I think I say let Rand cook, man.
Let him cook,
man. I like it.
Maxwell.
How? What about you?
So what I look at with Byard, and I look at just overall with Rand and how he did, I think it was a great move. Oh, okay. Let me retract that. I ain't gonna say great. I think it was a good move. Now I know in our last show that we had when we talked about Rand getting undeserved smoke, and being unfair. These are some of the things that we talked about as far as negatives, right? Look at all the positives, man. Will Levis, D Hop, Aziz, all these guys. The best receiver he picked up, best linebacker, best corner, our number 1 running back, our number 1 quarterback, our number 1 guard, our number 1 linebacker, all in one offseason, right? Now, the negatives, of course, Dondre Dillard is bad, yes. Releasing Kevin Byard, we put that on here because of this. It's not so much releasing Kevin Byard, it's for what we got for him. We got a 5th and 6th round pick. Well, I felt maybe we could get a 4th because we don't have a 3rd round pick. So I felt maybe we could have got something a bit earlier in the picks. But overall, it's not bad because not once have we said, hey, we should have kept Kevin Byard, right? Even if you look at our shows, we know, oh man, we should have kept. We never said that. We saw him declining, and Rand knew something. To your point about Howie Roseman, because of name, like, what, shoot, you should have maybe, hey, you want to do a third round for Kevin Byard, bro? Maybe a third. You know what I mean? Now, they brought in Terrell Edmonds from the Eagles, too. That was part of the trade. And that's something we didn't think about when we had our show. The fact that we did bring in Edmonds. Now, he's not Byard, but he couldn't have played no better or worse. It's about the same. You know what I mean? This year. So when I look at this, man, as far as the move itself, I actually do think it was a good move, man. And he knew something that we didn't. And Kevin Byard, when he left, he thanked all the people in the Titans organization. He didn't say anything about Rand, right? And I get that. It's like, man, you shipping me out, bro. Okay, I got you. But Rand is like, look, man, ain't nothing personal, B. It's business. And I'm not taking you to like the Carolina Panthers. I'm giving you an opportunity where the grass is green as that in Philadelphia. Good luck to you. Ball out. It wasn't like he threw him in the swamps. Kevin Byard didn't take advantage of his opportunity. Kevin Byard stumped. Look what he did against Tampa, right? That was the play of the game. That ended the game right there. Kevin Byard looked like me trying to tackle a receiver today. And he's supposed to be a prime safety. And to your point, the Eagle fans, look at these jokers. Kevin Byard brought a losing culture to Philly. Can somebody interview him and find out if his wife ran away from him recently? Hey, them Eagle fans is like, bro, hey, Byard, you're terrible. He didn't have that problem here. He has it in Philly. So I'm going to say, Rand, hey, I trust you. F those in the media, man, that's been talking bad about Rand unnecessarily. We're not saying that people can't be criticized. We're saying the criticism is unfair because he's a new GM. And I say for what he's done so far has outweighed all the bad things he's done. And really, really the biggest bad thing really is Andre Dillard. If y'all want to hang on that, hang on that. But look at everybody else that he brought in. Cook Rand. Cook.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean, literally, both of y'all, facts, no paper.
Yes,
facts,
sir.
no paper on that. I mean, yes. It was a perfect trade. And you look at it again, hindsight 2020, when you go back and look at the trade, you're like, man, what are he doing? But we understood, right? We understood that they're getting older. We don't have a Super Bowl. He's trying to get them a Super Bowl, trying to get them to say, hey, we're going to do what you do. He tried to get Henry out of here. That's a whole different show amongst itself. That didn't work like it should have. But like you said, he gave Byard the opportunity. And I wouldn't be surprised if he in consulted with Byard, like, hey, we tried to trade you at the beginning of the season. We know it didn't work then. We're going to try it again this season. We're going to see what we can get. Again, like we talked about on the last show, you traded him and you replaced him with two people, right? And again, the defense to me this year was the strongest point of this team. Even though we criticized them a lot, they were the strongest point. And when you got rid of Byard, yeah, the secondary struggled still a little bit, but still it wasn't a big drop off. So it's almost like, okay, you got to even kill an even trade, and Rand did his thing. And I got to commend Rand for doing what he's doing. Like you said, Brett, when is early too early, when is late, when is it too late, right? So when I look at this, Rand, I trust Rand. In Rand, I keep saying I trust him. Like you said, Hawk, the media keeps giving him flack about not coming to press conferences throughout the year. Man, let that man do his thing, right? He's an analytical dude. He takes analyticals like literally, like that's what he looks at. He looks at the analytics, and probably the analytics told him Byard is Asian. He's getting up there. He's lost a step. We need to get rid of him. If we can find a way to get rid of him, we're gonna try to get rid of him. And we don't know. Rand might have said, hey, a third round pick. They say shoot for the sky. Anytime you're doing anything, shoot for the sky. If you're going to do it big, right? You're like, hey, all right, what are we doing? Can we get a first? Nope. Second? Nope. Third? Nope. Okay, what about fourth? Nope. Fifth? F it. Let's do it, right? So, again, yes, it was the right thing. And like you said, Brett, they give him slack for the Dillard thing. We all mess up, right? We all trial and error. We all trying to figure this thing out. He's new to the job. So yeah, Rand cooked. He did his thing. He's still gonna continue to do his thing. So Rand, I trust. So the trade was good. Yeah, the trade was good.
For sure. Okay, facts no paper, Jacques. Facts as always, bro. Facts no paper, man. So yeah, man. So when we look at about the grass being greener, man. For the Philadelphia Eagles and the Titans, going into next year, if AJ and Kevin Byard are still both there, do you think? I'll start with you, Jacques. Do you think, man? Do you think this is something that they'd want to be back to next year, AJ Brown and Kevin Byard, if they had their choice? Contractually, they might not have a choice, but do you think they're like, hey, I want to stay on this grass right here, bro?
To be honest, no, especially for AJ. AJ's been there, 2 years? 2 years so far? This is year 3 or 2. This is year 3, right?
2
This
going
year
into
too.
3.
Okay, so going into 3. The antics that I see from AJ, one is AJ, once he gets tired of something, he's trying to find a way out, right? And I'm not saying he's going to do it, but I'm just saying when he finds a way, he's gonna like, man, this is not it, right?
Yep.
And the chatter that you hear in the locker room, he's a veteran in that locker room, right?
Facts.
Jalen Hurts, he's not a rah-rah guy, right? Everybody else in that locker room. So they look to AJ to be that veteran. Is AJ mature enough to be that? He's okay, right? But he still has a lot of growing up to do. So for AJ, I think AJ will probably say, you know what, I'll rock it out one more year just contractually because I'm getting paid. I'm still doing my thing. I still got a lot to contribute to the Eagles. Byard, on the other hand, I think Byard went out. Byard done figured it out earlier. Like, you know what? These fans ain't no joke. I miss in Nashville, at least I get 1 or 2 tweets that'll be crazy, but everybody literally has my back, right?
Right.
And I'm home here in Tennessee and Nashville. This is where I want to go. Not saying he'll come back to the Titans, but maybe to the Falcons or maybe somewhere down south, right? But I think from a Byard perspective, if I was him, contractually, if you have 1 year left, bro, you need to get out of Philly and you need to figure out your next move, right? And it kind of sucks because of the fact that he didn't have a good – these past couple of games wasn't good for him, right? And he needs to find a system that fits him. I don't know what system fits him, but sometimes it's the system that gets you. And maybe we're looking at Byard. Is Byard a systems guy, right? Maybe he does good in a 3-4 versus a 4-3. Maybe he does good in this particular scheme versus this scheme. So, yeah, I think for AJ, to be honest with you, should stick it out 1 or 2 more years to establish himself career-wise, to continue to do what he does. Byard, you need to go and get up out of there, bro. They don't like you. They don't like you.
Yeah, for sure, Jacques. For sure, bro. For sure. So, BretMavv, I'm gonna swing that same question to you, bro. Do you think AJ Brown and Kevin Byard, if they had their choice, like, oh, I can't wait to get back to Philly? What do you think, man?
Yeah, I think Jacques hit it, man. I think Kevin Byard needs to find his way up out of there, and I agree too. I don't know what system fits him at this stage of his career, but he needs to figure that out. He needs to find somebody that can tell him this, or look at some tape at of people, of safeties that have started to come to the back end of their career but could still produce. He needs to figure what that system is, and find that immediately. Or he needs to call Derek Mason at MTSU and say, hey, do y'all need a DB coach? So one of those two things need to happen ASAP. For AJ Brown, I think AJ Brown will be back. I do think that I don't know if y'all saw Dallas Goedert, allegedly got into it with Jalen Hurts on the sideline, and I'm not sure that if Jalen turns out not to be the guy, and AJ, their friendship starts to sour on the field, starts to sour a little bit, then AJ is going to start to find his way out of there too. Just like you said, when he knows that it's time to go, he's probably already planning his exit route. He's probably already looking at some other team. He's like, man, DK, me and DK back in Seattle might be cool. He might be looking at Detroit. You know what I'm saying? They throw the ball. I mean, you already know he's probably watching these playoffs thinking like it would be cool to go to Kansas City since they don't have any receivers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think he'll be there at least 1 more year. But if Jalen Hurts doesn't turn it around and step up as the leader, like out front, the leader, I think he's out of there.
Yeah. I got you, man. Facts, no paper. So to that same question, I think when I look at AJ Brown, before the playoff game, he was in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Watching a boxing match. Now I know it's maybe a picture. It doesn't mean he looks depressed. Have you, Mike, take a still picture of me right now, like you might think I look depressed, right? I'm not, but you know what I'm saying. But he looked like, damn, is he all right? You know what I'm saying? So he's probably like, man, look, bro, like, because your Philly fans like, man, you should be out rehabbing and all this stuff. Like, man can't do nothing in Nashville. He ain't feeling that smoke, bro. I think AJ Brown. I mean, I don't know, Brett. I've been thinking this. I've been telling Jacques this. Jacques, I've been saying this. I said AJ might have 1 more year left in Philly, bro. For real, if they don't go far in the playoffs and there's turmoil and they're not winning, let them go like 1-5 in the first 6 games next year. Oh my gosh, AJ Brown will force himself out of Philadelphia, contract or not. He will find a way to get out there and probably going to go to Dallas or something like that, where it's just just somewhere more friendly. Well, Cowboy fans, it's not like Eagle fans or Eagle media or whatever. It's more media, which would be good for him. Well, maybe Dallas is not a good comparison, but I'm just saying Go somewhere else where maybe they can win. It's not as heavy on criticism and those things. I mean, he might do that. Go 2 years there and go somewhere else too. It might just be who he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But let them struggle next year. He won't be there. And I'm talking after next year. I think Byard, I don't know contractually if they'll bring him back. I don't think they should actually. I think they need to draft some safeties. I know they got Reed Blankenship, the other MTSU guy, who actually didn't have a bad season, but over the last few games, he played terrible. So their DBs, it's a problem in Philadelphia. To your point about scheme. See, Kevin Byard on this defense is more of like a cover one. You kind of out there by yourself. We kind of covered him up while he was here in Tennessee, right? Out there, you by yourself, bro. So you see, you miss the tackles, like, oh, where's my help? That's it, right? So Byard is not young. He ain't quick to the foot either. He's long in the tooth. So I could see Kevin Byard not coming back with the Eagles. He'd probably go somewhere like maybe, like say, to Atlanta, going back home to Atlanta. AJ Brown will be back, but it better not be no turmoil early. He'll be gone. So yeah, man.
Thanks, no paper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we want to say thank you all for watching our show, man. We do appreciate it. BretMavv, once again, we appreciate you joining the show, bro. For real, man. Anything you like to say, man, before we end the show?
And man, salute to y'all, man. Y'all doing y'all thing. If y'all haven't subscribed to this podcast right now, what are you doing with your life, man? Go ahead and subscribe on YouTube. Y'all tripping.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And y'all can check out Watch Dad as well, even BretMavv on Twitter. We'll have the information in the information link at the bottom of the video. You can also check us out on Tennessee Titans Weekly on Instagram, on Twitter, Titans Weekly 24/7. And we are the official Titans podcast on Bleacher Report. So if you don't have Bleacher Report gives, anytime something happens, somebody sneezes wrong, you'll get an alert. So follow Bleacher Report. We have shows on there. We got a show airing there tomorrow. Check us out for sure.
Yes, sir. And when you do check out my boy Brett's content and our content, man, subscribe, man. Support, man. Pull in, man, and share the shows, man. That really helps us and gets us in the algorithm so we can continue to bring these great content for y'all, man. Because I know y'all like us. Y'all rock with us. You feel me?
Yes,
so definitely, man. So again, Brett, we appreciate it, bro. This was fun.
Yes, sir.
You brought some fire to the show, bro.
Sure did, man. Sure did. So, well, listen, we hope you all have a great day. If it's snowy and icy in your area, man, stay off the road. If you have to drive, be careful. We hope you have a great day and a great weekend as well. And as we always say and as we always do, facts!
No paper!